Okay, today we're going to do eggplant rolatini. So what I did is I started throwing in seasonings into my little dish. So I did parsley, I did thyme, I did my Lighthouse Italian seasoning, and I threw in rosemary, salt, and pepper. I'm just going to mush it together because I'm going to sprinkle this on the eggplant. You can do, the recipe calls for Tuscan seasoning, which I did buy. I didn't quite care for the taste. I don't know. It was a little weird, so I'm just going to use my own. You can do whatever you want, any seasoning you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut up these two eggplants. I'm going to cut a piece off of one side just so I can lay it down flat. So, need a bigger knife. Let's see. I am going to try and set this camera up so that you can see me cutting the eggplant. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice a piece off of the end. Alright, I'm not going to waste that, I'll use it. But this way you could cut it flat. So we're also going to take the top off, and we're going to get rid of that. Alright, so now you're going to just do small slivers. You don't want them thick because you have to be able to roll them. But you are going to bake them for a few minutes. So just try to get them as thin as you can. Oops. You don't want to make that mistake. It's kind of a waste. Dig your fingernails in deep into the eggplant and you can still slice without losing it. Okay, so I'm going to do one more eggplant like that. I'm not going to keep you watching and I'll be back. Okay, so now what you do is you lay parchment paper down. Make sure it's not wax paper, that it's parchment. Lay down parchment paper on baking sheets and you're going to lay out your eggplant. So I only did 2 eggplants, but I needed 3 baking sheets. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to drizzle a little olive oil over the eggplant. Probably shouldn't have done so much, but that's alright. So you're just drizzling a little olive oil over the eggplant, okay? Now what you're going to do is you're going to sprinkle your seasonings on. So whatever you ended up choosing for seasoning, just sprinkle that on. Okay, in the meantime, hit your oven and set your oven temperature to 350. Because what you're going to do is you're going to actually bake these for 20 minutes on 350. After you stick these in the oven, you have to get your stuffing. So the recipe just calls for ragout, but of course I can't just do ragout. So I'm actually going to be doing spinach, and Matt attempted to make hamburgers the other night, and we had some hamburger meat left over with some chopped up onion. So I'm going to actually add that too, but I got to cook that first. I don't want to throw it in raw. So throw in your eggplant at 350. Of course, my oven's not up to temperature yet. 350 for 20 minutes, and then take them out and just set them off to the side. You don't do anything with them. Then start getting all of your other ingredients together, whatever you want to stuff it with. You could stuff it with broccoli. If you do broccoli, you're going to have to chop it up or puree it. But you could do broccoli. I mean, you could do pretty much anything. So I'm going to do hamburger, ragout, and spinach. All right, so I'll be back. Okay, so we're back to do eggplant rotini. So I am going to shred some Parmesan cheese because I do not have any fresh mozzarella. Let me just get this shredded. Okay. So we're going to use that. It's good. Okay. I don't want to waste any. Okay, we're having issues again. Okay, hopefully this stays up. Alright, so we got 1 egg. For you non-Italians who forget to put eggs in there. Alright, let's see. Okay. I'm going to have to get a pan. Okay, we're going to put the ragout in a big bowl. I don't have one. Okay. The hamburger I told you about. Shred that up in there. Okay, we're going to mix all that. Spinach. You could just dice it up or just peel the end off as much as you want. Actually, I'm not going to mix that in. I'm going to add 1 more egg. Oh boy, last egg and it's stuck. So let's do it this way. Okay. Nice and creamy. Okay. Salt. Pepper. Mix. Okay. Eggplant. This is the eggplant we cut up and we put in the oven for 20 minutes. I'm going to take it. What I did was, let's see if I can get this. Alright, the eggplant that we baked, I take a couple pieces of spinach, as many as you want. Take a scoop of the ragout, and I mixed mine with hamburger. And take it and put it on the end. And you're just going to take, and you're going to roll. And there you go. And then afterwards we'll do the sauce. I'll be back. Okay, line your pan, whichever baking pan you want to use, with your sauce. Then you're just going to place these in one at a time. Okay, all the rotinis are rolled, stuffed, and in the pan. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add sauce, and that's your preference, whether you want them completely covered, lightly covered, however you want to do it. So I'm just going to, I like mine covered. Alright. So I'm just going to take, what I do with my spatula, just going to take and spread the sauce over. Always like to add sauce after it comes out. Okay. So then we're just going to take that fresh shredded Parmesan cheese and we're going to sprinkle that on the top. You can also stuff your rotinis with cheese as well. I usually add some mozzarella in there too, just to make it stick better. So then it's not oozing everywhere. But we love ooze. Okay. Okay, so pretty much we're done. So we are going to throw this back in the oven at 400 degrees for 25 minutes. So just so you know, 2 eggplants made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, about 28 rotinis. And I only used half a bag of spinach, and I only used an 8-ounce container of ragout. Alright, pretty quick and simple. Well, that was nice and easy. So we're just going to bake it now at 400 degrees for 25 minutes, and we're good to go. Okay, the eggplant rotini just came out of the oven, and it smells absolutely delish. So I'm going to let that cool down and probably have that for dinner.